Welcome to this week's vlog. We're here at Cereals, the sun is shining, there's a bit of mud underfoot. We're launching our Fertiliser Resilience Plan here today. We've seen other countries around the world recognise the volatility in the fertiliser market, and they've stepped in to support farmers to reduce that burden of risk. If ammonium nitrate goes over £500 a tonne, we're asking for government to support to help reduce the risk that farmers face, and so we can continue to afford producing the country's food. We're also asking for the carbon border adjustment mechanism to be delayed. We've been asking this for the last few months, but we must see that action. It could increase the cost of fertiliser by £35 to £70 a tonne at a time where we already have global volatility and massive risk increases. We want to see greater transparency in the marketplace so that we can plan when to buy the product. Defra agree that we need that transparency. The HDB are monitoring the market, but they will only be as good as the data that goes into it. And the question is the data accurate enough? Finally, we may have to see product substitution because sulphur is critically impacted as well as nitrogen availability. If members have to substitute the products that they're utilising, things like polysulphate may need to be used in a very, very different way. If we don't use enough sulphur, it will affect the efficiency of the nitrogen applications. So there's an industry knowledge exchange piece to do here with the HDB, the AIC and the NFU to try to make sure we maximise the availability of those products. I'm now going to hand over to Paul, who's going to talk about TB, and Robyn, who's talking about the SFI.
It's been another busy week in policy announcements, and of course another was around TB and the launch of the Defra and NFU strategy refresh. This has been a co-design piece of work between farmers, vets, APHA and government, including others, on how we continue to lower the prevalence of disease. This strategy is building on the success of farmers and vets over the last 2 years to get the trajectory of disease falling. However, we're not going fast enough for those farmers still under the burden of TB. So we must go further, and this refresh is about empowering farmers and their vets to do more flexibility, more options between those interval tests. Our task now is to turn what's inside a policy document into real delivery and making a difference on farm, and that's going to be mine and the NFU's focus going forward.
It's been great to be here today at Cereals to speak to members about how much they're wanting to engage with SFI. There's so much ambition from farmers to take advantage of the schemes to deliver for the environmental goods that the government wants to see. However, although it's great to see in the statement that was released today that the Minister recognises the importance of food production, the budget that we've had announced fails to meet the demand that is going to be there. We'll be continuing to push government to make sure that they see the value of what farmers can deliver if they are supported by the government to do so.
So I'm recording the final part of the vlog from the Three Counties show, which hopefully we're going to have a packed stand here later today. Obviously it's been a busy week with Cereals, which has been a great event. We've seen loads of members, and yesterday I was up in London speaking at our defence conference, which was about a whole of nation response. When we saw it advertised, I asked the team to write into them to say, how can you be talking about a whole of nation response to defence without thinking about food production and the resilience of our food production system, particularly with everything going on in the Strait of Hormuz. So it was a really good opportunity to speak to a completely different audience. I also just want to reflect that we've got one of our members that is doing an incredible running charity from John O'Groats to Land's End. Many of you will remember Charles Sercombe, a former livestock board chairman who gave so much to the industry and unfortunately passed away because of cancer. His son is doing an incredible fundraising effort. I wish him the very best of luck, and I hope that there'll be members who feel they're able to support a brilliant charity which is doing incredibly important work on behalf of the whole of society. So best of luck with that challenge. Thank you very much for listening. We look forward to updating you next week.